Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. On Suncoast FYI today are Chris Belenka from the State College of Florida, Jeffrey Kinn from the Players Center, and Rick Miller, co-creator of an exciting new production at the Oslo Theater. The Sarasota Film Festival has come and gone, but we have some fantastic young filmmakers you'll want to see this weekend at the Suncoast Student Film Festival. Joining us now is the SCF Film Laboratory instructor, Chris Belenka, to talk about the exciting event. Good morning.
Hello, Nancy.
Did I pronounce your name correctly? I always
Belenka.
ask. Belenka, thank you. Thank you. Just want to make sure we get that right. So let's start by giving our viewers a little bit of the history of the Student Film Festival.
Yeah, the State College of Florida Suncoast Film Festival was created by Delmar Jacobs, who's really the heart of digital cinema at State College of Florida. About 2001, began screening student pictures from generally the year, the fall and the spring, at Burns Court Cinema. We've worked at Lakewood Ranch and worked with other film festivals as a kind of under the umbrella.
So where
but
do
it's
you
gone on
find
for a while.
where do you find these student films?
These student films are a product of our classes that we hold in the fall and the spring.
Okay. And just from you specifically, they get screened. And how many will you have?
I have 13 this year. Usually the number, depending on length, is 10 to 15.
Okay. And what kind of content do you look for when you're like screening these and getting ready to present them?
The type of student production that kind of passes the test, so to speak, is it looks, it plays, and often that it fits in with a greater concept. Cinematographer, the storytelling works with the image, the acting it comes across well, the student direction is proficient, and all the pieces line up in a nice way. However, sometimes there's a rough edge that we can look past because the characters are so compelling. You've probably seen some pictures where it looks beautiful, but I'm kind of left wondering what I really need to take away. So the intangibles are often important and where I curate the student pictures.
And how did you get involved in all of this?
I got my involvement through, I am the film lab instructor. So I oversee the technical elements on virtually all of the student productions. I teach, but I also work behind the scenes. So I'm that fly on the wall, and I believe when Dell passed it on to me, the festival responsibilities in, I believe, 2009, it was because I had the inside lane on a lot of what went on behind the scenes. So I usually know what type of picture we can kind of string together into a sequence.
Okay, so now you have classes, obviously, student classes that make these films. Tell us about how that all progresses to the final result.
When I string together short student pictures for a festival event, I typically draw from our advanced students, second-year students. We have a cinematography class, more optical design, and the art of the camera. We have the foundations of production, which is more crew-oriented, a lot of students working in different capacities and wearing multiple hats as well. But I also draw from our introductory students as well, because they're in a more crew capacity.
Now,
and they
what
come
are
up with some beautiful moments.
students?
Introductory students would be our FIL 1000 level. And they can come from anywhere. I'll get students from high schools that have lots of wonderful skills, and I'll get students that are quite green and new to the art. So we put them together.
So newbies working with people who have more experience. And this is a summer program. How long does that run for?
Well, we offer classes in spring and fall, and summer as well.
Okay. All right, and how long are the classes typically?
Typically a 16-week class, and of course the summer would be a 6-week compressed schedule.
All right, now do they learn all aspects of filmmaking when they come in from, you know, I don't know, editing, shooting, lighting? I mean, what kind of, you know, courses do they take?
We touch upon a handful of elements, certainly. With the intro students, it's very much about unity, communication, getting together on the same page. Pre-planning, pre-production is the key.
Okay.
And the irony is there's such a large lesson once the production is over to say, okay, how could we do that better?
Sure.
And then, of course, we move on to the documentary nonfiction class, and it shifts gears a bit, a little bit more, perhaps journalism, A-roll, B-roll, story. The story is very much created in the editing room. And then the advanced classes come back around. They learn audio in the field, audio in the studio, editing, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut, and what a package is like, and some authorship, editing technique.
Sure.
And then they bring it all around with an advanced class that is crew-oriented.
Now, tell us about what the festival will look like this year.
The festival this year, I'm excited about. A lot of second-year offerings, and typically when I curate, I like to look at how the individual shorts may speak together as one, as a feature of sorts, or an anthology. So I'm very excited about a few students that I've had my eye on over the past few semesters at least, that are really growing and beginning to deal with not only abstraction, but abstraction in their own space, some of their own personal thoughts and feelings about the world, how that might come across as an image on a screen. And it's wonderful to see these students grow and love their own growth and recognize some of the things they've been able to accomplish.
Yeah. So when is all of this taking place? And
This is
where
taking
can people
place
go see it?
at Burns Court Cinemas, right here in Sarasota. And that will be June 9th. It's a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it's free admission. I encourage people to come out and take a look at what we're up to.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thanks for being here, and I'm sure looking forward to it.
Well, thank you so much.
Looking for a different type of summer camp for your son or daughter? Well, we may have the perfect one. Find out more right after the break.